Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. Recently, I did a talk about Maria Callas's various recordings of Medea. And the one that I was discussing at the time was the classic Leonard Bernstein La Scala performance that was live and in very iffy sound, which it's very interesting to see the comments because, of course, the opera people and the voice people don't care about the sound, and they didn't. And some people said, oh, my God, it's unlistenable. I don't think it's unlistenable, but it's limited. And then, of course, there are the people who hate Callas and the people who love Callas. But I really think, there are some things in the world of music, although it's all subjective, we know, and, blah, 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 right? Yeah, okay. There are some things about which the jury is no longer out. Decisions have been made. And one of those decisions is that Maria Callas was the great Medea of the 20th century. And, of course, there will be other singers you may like better. What you like doesn't matter. Let us be very clear about this. Nobody cares what you like. Nobody cares what I like. I'm talking about just consensus opinion. I deal with this all the time. I deal with this when I do reviews of Furtwängler, when I say the performance sucks. And it says, well, he's a great conductor. And he is. I have to admit it. He is considered to be a great conductor. And whether I agree or disagree with that is irrelevant because he is considered to be a great conductor by, I would say, a substantial majority of knowledgeable listeners. Whether they really listen or know anything is another issue, but that's the fact. Well, so it is with Maria Callas, and particularly with Medea. You cannot have any kind of credibility or self-respect if you say that her Medea sucks. You can say you don't like it, but nobody cares whether you like it or not. The universe likes it. Anyway, I like it. What's not to like? She gets out there, she carries on, she screams, she yells, she kills her kids. Everybody's happy. Anyway, so this performance is the 1957 La Scala recording with Tullio's Serafin. And the real interesting thing about this performance, frankly, is the Glauce of Renata Scotto, the young Renata Scotto in 1957. So that's rather cool because Renata Scotto, of course, would grow up to become a Kunstdiva in her own right. That is a singer who always managed to give her roles enormous intelligence and musicality and thought, and who also had trouble with her voice, who suffered early burnout. I saw her, Scotto, do Lady Macbeth at the Met in that production, the Peter Hall production that everybody trashed. And during the Mad scene, she just had everybody spellbound. She was amazing, absolutely amazing. And it wasn't because the voice was the greatest voice in the universe. It was because she was a musician. Well, Callas was a musician, and her Medea was one of the great expressions of her musicality because she did Vengeance and Hatred like nobody, as I pointed out in that previous chat. But so let's just say that Medea with Callas is its own universe. This is the recording that was actually engineered by Wilma Cozart Fine and her husband, Harold Fine, the Mercury Living Presence people. With their van, they trotted down to Italy at La Scala, and they made this recording. It was always a rather up-close, dry, Mercury Living Presence-y recording, which may not have been as flattering to Callas's voice as some might have thought. But Wilma was an incredible opera fan, an incredibly knowledgeable opera person. That's what she really loved. She was an opera person. She spent all of her life making orchestra recordings for Mercury Living Presence, but she was really into opera, and she knew her stuff. So this may be one of the most realistic impressions that we get, representations of Callas's voice in 57. Now, she did like a zillion recordings that year. She did like Sonambula and Turandot and Barbara of Seville, all in 1957. And her voice was starting to fray, yes, not in such a terrible way. You listen these days to singers who sing this stuff and people are complaining about this. Really, folks, I'm telling you. But what really sort of pisses me off about this, I have to just say, is that this is the death of luxury. Classical music used to be. I'm of two minds about this argument because, I believe in popularizing. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing this. I believe in that I detest the whole snobbery around classical music things, but I like nice things. I mean, don't we all? We like things that look nice, that are consumer products that reward you as the consumer for buying the product. I mean, hell, people, you get flattered for buying, the Christmas package of Johnston's No Roach insecticide, but the classical music industry seems absolutely determined to dump on its audience, refusing to gratify them or to say thank you for buying our product, and we're proud of our product, and we did our best to give you a something that gives you value for your money. All of those things. It's not a snob thing as much as it is, I think, just a question of good marketing and good salesmanship. And this is a joke. This is a leaflet. Look at this little albumlet. I mean, this is a 2 CD set. Believe it or not, this blows my mind. And first of all, you have to be able to get the thing out. I should get my CD remover. I have to find it. I moved. I don't know. I think I know where it is. Anyway, you get this tiny little brochure, and the brochure has one page of notes, Callas and Medea. That's it. The single page in like 400 languages, and a picture. You get a picture of her presumably doing Medea. So there you go. And then in here are two CDs in flimsy paper sleeves, jammed into this other flimsy paper sleeve. I mean, is there any more potent and eloquent way for a major label to say, we don't give a crap? I mean, we've given up. We're just trying to get this stuff out there as cheaply as we possibly can before we all go streaming into the web, so that we don't have to make physical product at all. I mean, this is the indication, the death knell of physical product. When it's so evanescent as to practically evaporate while you hold it. I think that's just terrible. But anyway, here you have the standard stereo Callas Medea, and however much people may prefer some of her live ones from Covent Garden with or Dallas, or the Bernstein one, all of them in fairly dreadful sound. Some people said the Covent Garden one is in decent sound. It's not. It sounds awful. This is the best sounding one. And it is a role that you must hear sung by Maria Callas, one way or another. That's the way it is, folks. And, countervailing opinions will exist, but no one cares. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take it easy. Enjoy.